Hi there, my name is Phixfox. Welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This is the F-Heroes edition, and today we're going to be doing the single-player scenario, Last Hope, which is the precursor to Thunk. If you're aware of Thunk, it's an excellent map, and it's one that we're probably going to be doing in the near future. Real quick, let's do a 10-second interview with Phixfox. Phixfox, where have you been? Oh, I'm so glad you've asked. I've been out there camping with my family and friends. We've been having a great time, and we just got back. As you can see, my hair is still wet because we just got back. But I wanted to get a video out, so we're going to be playing this scenario now. Fantastic. You've been doing anything else recently? Yeah, actually, I've been working on a video. I got backlogged a little bit, and the video is going to be specifically my guide for all 6 factions and talking about how they can play here in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I want to make sure that it is great. Not just good, but great. If I had a diamond, and if I'm polishing the diamond, and I get it to 96% perfect, wouldn't you want me to just make sure that I polish it 100% all the rest of the way? That's what I think. That's what we're going to do. Phixfox, this interview is taking way longer than 10 seconds. I know, we should totally stop and get right on into the video. So with that being said, Last Hope, if we look at the stats here, this is going to be a 3-player map, small map. Here is going to be for the, I always mess this up. This is going to be for the Price of Loyalty expansion, is where Last Hope came in. And I think that this is a map made by Mr. Duncan, I think. There's a couple of well-known, well-renowned map makers. Duncan is one of them. So I believe that this is one of his maps. This is going to be a victory condition where my side must defeat the opposing side. And since it's a 3-player map, I think it's going to be a 1 against 2. And then, of course, we cannot lose a specific town. Oh, we cannot lose a specific town. Interesting. Map difficulty is denoted as being expert. And it says that they finally cornered you into this infernal swamp. Now it's just you and some crusaders and this last outpost of goodness against them. Who is them? It looks like we're going to be the knight players as the blue against 1 orange and 1 purple player being necromancers and warlocks respectively. Let's put this on impossible difficulty. And folks, let's dive right in. The battle has been waged for years and you've been losing it. But now things have taken the turn for the worse. Through strategic bungling, you suddenly find yourself surrounded, outmatched, and underfunded. How can you win? Especially when your last city, rightfully named Last Hope, is stuck knee-deep in this quagmire of despair. If you lose this bog of a town, though, all is lost. So, it looks like we do start here with the Castle of Last Hope. As the blue player, we have Corobus the Knight, which he will make an appearance later in the scenario Thunk. He is a knight with 7 attack, 4 defense, 2 spell power, and 3 knowledge. And we start off with a fantastic army. First of all, look at this. 15 crusaders, 1 red dragon, 8 of the veteran pikemen, 8 of the rangers, and 10 of these champions. We do start off with the expert leadership, the expert archery, expert logistics, and advanced pathfinding. This is interesting to me. I don't know. Do you always start off with the advanced pathfinding? Because you're in a swamp, this could either be the luckiest roll in the world, or this could be just, you know, something that the map maker said, you're going to need this, trust me. Whatever the case is, I'm very excited for this, and I'm very excited to see that we have plenty of our morale. We actually have way more morale than we need. It might be worthwhile to give over some of these badges, the Medal of Courage or the Medal of Valor, over to a secondary hero so they can be supported. Otherwise, this Defender's Helm is a +1 to our defense. So, I see lots of resources. Remember, we cannot lose Last Hope. It must stay around. I do see immediately an obelisk here in this kind of bottom left corner. That is pretty interesting to me because that means that there will be an ultimate artifact on the map. Again, very small map. Tight quarters. I see a gold mine here to the north. Even though there's treasure here, I think that we're going to immediately want to go to the north, especially because on possible difficulty, we start off with no resources. In our castle, though, here are these rangers. I'm going to take them on the road. This may be a mistake because if we lose this town, we lose the scenario. To cast spells, you must first buy a spellbook. We need 500 gold. We don't have that. Curse, few resources, and cure. I'm going to assume that we're okay to continue on for now. If there was a magic arrow, considering that we have 2 spell power, 3 knowledge, I think I would go get some gold and come back. But as it is, I think we're going to be okay. Let's plan on picking up a hero as soon as possible. Maximus? No. Jacqueline with her advanced pathfinding? Yes. It will be Jacqueline as our secondary hero quickly, and I think that if we can get enough gold going to the north as we go for this gold mine, then Jacqueline can kind of go to the south, avoiding ogres and so on and so forth. So let's set off. Scouring the treasure chest, we fall upon the hidden chest containing the ancient artifact Pendant of Free Will that will make us immune to the hypnotized spells. I would have much rather preferred any kind of gold. Even 1,000 gold would have been better than this, within this artifact. So very sad to see that. Treasure chest here, that's going to be 2,000 gold for us. And then 900 there, so we are going to be able to get Jacqueline on day 1, plus 700, we're up to 3,600 gold. Let's plow right through these mutant zombies. They have no chance. Even though we're level 10, I'm still going to fight this fight, just because the experience is going to be nice for 580, and it's going to be pretty much free. Again, pretty good luck. The chance of a knight getting some wisdom is higher than a barbarian. It's basically like a 2 out of 5 chance, more or less, is how you can look at it. So we're going to take the wisdom over the scouting. I have not played this map before, or if I have, it's been so many years, I know nothing about this map. So the scouting could have been useful there. We're going to assume that gold is going to be way more important. Jacqueline it is. With 25 of our 100 gold, with 1,100 left, I'm not going to give her a spell book. I'm not going to buy any of these other troops. We're just going to carry on down to the south. So, picking up, wow, okay, you look back at your castle before leaving. What a grim looking place. You almost wish the enemy would take it off your hands. Almost. But you can't afford that now. You turn to Grifnea, your dragon and friend. He smiles a toothy smile and snorts a smoky snort. We shall win, sire, he grumbles. Here, take this, for luck. That means that he is a luck dragon. If you know anything about the, what is it called? It's the story, the never-ending story. I mean, Falcor is a luck dragon. Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I'm picking up here with our dragon friend that Corybus has. And now we know that he has a toothy grin and a smoky snarl. Okay, so with 1,100 gold, do I make any purchases on this final day? We've got everything up to the jousting arena and cathedral. That means we don't actually have to invest in a tavern. We do have the left turret, right turret, and the moat. I don't think it's a bad idea, though, to get this well. You're always going to want the well. It's a very low investment. Let's just pick that up now, and we'll go from there on to day 2. A piece of advice from some of your generals, or from your generals. Split your army and leave something behind for defense. You will regret it if you don't. My hope is that, sure, it looks like right now we have enemies from the north, potentially. We have a gap in the trees here, and we have this gap here to the south. I personally think that we should go north, pick up whatever mine this is, and just get a little bit of advanced warning if the enemy is going to come our way. That's kind of my general vibe. If we can see the enemies coming, we can mount a successful defense in due time. Sulfur mine, +1 to the sulfur. Campfire, stone liths, gold barrier, and another obelisk. I guess I should probably send somebody to pick up this obelisk, maybe on the way back. Maybe on the way back, that's what we'll do. So that way we can make sure that we are doing everything that we can to uncover that ultimate artifact. The AI can do a great job of finding that ultimate artifact. They do not need every single obelisk. Like a player, we can sometimes guess with only 1 or 2 obelisks down. So it's very fitting that they can do the same. There's this very hidden pack of vampire lords and this spiked shield right here. Is there an artifact right here? So there is an artifact being guarded by the ogre lords as well. I don't know what they're guarding, but this I can see just the very tip of it behind these vampire lords is the spiked shield. It just says artifact. It doesn't tell me what it is. That's okay. We will plan on good things happening later once we figure that out. Very, very worth noting, here we have our Freeman's Foundry. The Freeman's Foundry is so very good for the Knight faction because they will upgrade for free your pikemen and your swordsmen. They won't do anything for your archers, your peasants, your paladins, or your cavaliers, but they will absolutely help you with those 3rd and 4th tier creatures. It may be worth it to save 1,500 gold and 2,000 gold, not to mention a fistful of resources. 3,500 gold goes a long way, especially when you're on impossible difficulty. Picking up the statue there for an extra 250 gold per day, and we do see for the first time 2 purple heroes. Whoa, buddy. Okay. We're going to fight this fight. Wrathmont is a foe that we can defeat, and I think that it is in our best interests to do so. I say we can defeat him. I mean, I don't know as far as what his stats are. I don't know what his spells are. He could be the scariest thing ever, but just looking at this, I like my chances a lot, and it's always very scary if you let an enemy go, if he's going to get stronger later. So for now, let's go onto these stone liths and just see what's around, and we will plan out what we do after that. So we step here. It looks like there's one bit of desert here to the bottom. We got kind of got this Pac-Man type of deal. You know in Pac-Man how you go to the left, and if you go far enough to the left, you just loop around and come back through the right-hand side. We kind of got that going on here with these stone liths. I wonder if we're going to have another set of stone liths east and west like we do north and south here. But that means that the enemy is probably only ever 2 or 3 days away from last hope. Let's actually see if we hit spacebar one more time, if there's more to be found here, and there is. Alamar, my word, look at this. Okay, so we get a lot of information here. We figured out about this gold barrier, sure, and you have to take the negative morale there. But we found out Alamar has all this treasure he's hiding, not to mention the +2/+2 to knowledge and spell power with the Black Pearl. We're immediately going to jump right on Alamar. The enemy's going to flee. Can we stop him? I highly doubt it. He's going to have the 6-speed gargoyles. They're going to get to go first if they want to. Of course, champions, 7-speed creature. And there it is. So taking out one purple hero, though, I think that with our advanced pathfinding, it behooves us to pick up a little bit of this treasure before we defeat Wrathmont. How far are we away from another level? Probably too far away. We probably want to just focus on gold, knowing that we have 3,000 gold plus 5,000. That's 8,000 gold we need just to get our dwellings, not to mention, you know, extra stuff. I think that we will focus on gold over experience. We will take the +2/+2 immediately, and then some of these treasure chests. Rumors of a griffin of unusual size preying upon the countryside lead you into its cave lair. A quick, brutal fight dispatches the beast, and a search of its foul nest turns up a huge black pearl +2/+2. I will pick up this treasure chest. Ooh, I actually don't like that. I thought I would be able to just kind of go diagonal, and I spent a lot more movement points than I wanted to here, just because it's going to take me more movement points to get back. And I really want to have enough movement points for this upcoming fight. We're going to take the gold here, as we've mentioned. Still need 2,900 for this next little bit. We can just press spacebar 1 or 2 more times. 1, 2, and next time we end up next to Wrathmont, we'll just fight him. Maybe there's only 3 liths here on this map. And by the way, we've mentioned in previous scenarios that utilizing the spacebar function is kind of not ideal. We don't want to break the game in that way. That's more important on different maps. On this map, that feels reasonable to me. I don't feel too bad about it. Okay, and let's waste no more time. Let's fight this fight. Looks like the enemy is going to flee, and he's going to have 2 green dragons, which is very interesting. I'm not worried about the hydras. I'm not worried about these other ground troops, and even 9 gargoyles does not concern me. 6 spell power, 6 knowledge. Let's definitely take him out at the knees, and I'm glad that he has not gotten a better resupply. Being able for him to do more damage to me with spells later, with more troops backing him up, now is definitely the time to take him out. We have a choice here. We could probably kill 2 hydras. Probably. Most likely we can. But if we do, Minotaur Kings are going to come south. Crusaders are still going to be kind of a long ways away. The Hydras are really not going to be in the fight for some time unless he casts teleport, which isn't really going to help him. I think that we can probably just plan on being a little bit out of range and let these ranged troops come to us. So let's just move the champions into this position here, out of range of the 6-speed Minotaur Kings. If I'd known that, that would have changed my decision making. We did not. We're going to skip and stick with what we have. Phixfox can't count. He thinks he can, but he cannot. Oh! Interesting. That might be an interesting thing for the future, by the way. Interesting that the gargoyles flew in this direction, attacked the rangers first, didn't do any damage, and then attacked my dragon, and so then I did so much damage on the retaliation there. Very, very interesting. And of course, because I have 8 attack and 4 defense, my dragons did so much damage to my rangers. Very interesting the way that worked out. Okay, dragons on dragons, that never seems like a bad idea. I would love to get the Crusaders into the fight. Remember, we don't have that cure because we did not pick up the spellbook. Take the retaliation from these Minotaur Kings. And we are going to do as much damage to these dragons as possible. 1 green dragon goes down, 107 points of damage on the other one. 7 rangers go down. Plenty of hit points left on these hydras. Let's actually use the champions to kill as many of these hydras as possible. We do. Another blind. Are we going to get blind locked? Quite possible. We still have a long way to go, though. We could kill this dragon. I'm guessing not. We do. That was actually very surprising. And we're not going to be able to kill these Minotaurs unless we get good luck and or good morale. I'm guessing that this is going to be where Wrathmont runs. We're going to back off and maybe we're going to convince him to stay. He does not stay. He does not stay. So 15 Rangers, way worse than it should have been. Positioning your dragons is always an important deal. Otherwise, you will end up hurting yourself. But again, very interesting that the gargoyles attacked the Rangers first and then decided to attack the dragons. That's very interesting. By the way, we are on a new patch. I have patched this in for the newest patch of FHeroes2, so there are always improvements being made, and I'm always very, very grateful for it. Pinehurst is right here. What is defending? I don't know. I think it's actually a good idea at this time to purchase the Thieves Guild because it gives you information on enemy players, sure, but it also gives you scouting information on enemy towns. So before it says that the defenders were unknown, and now it'll tell us that there are no defenders. I think that we make a beeline for this town. This stone liths has actually been very, very useful for us. We're going to pick up one more hero. It's not going to be Maximus. It's going to be Myrini because, well, I assumed that she had boars, but she doesn't. That's embarrassing. We're going to send her with one pikeman, I think. One average speed pikeman, just one. And we'll keep the halflings behind because why not? And then she can go and clear out some of this other gold mine stuff as soon as she gets there. Again, somebody else will take care of the obelisk, but for now, let's just head north with her. Another 1,500 gold seems fine. I don't think I'm actually going to want multiple heroes here. I really don't think the multiple heroes are going to be the ticket. And so I don't want to get the experience for Jacqueline. Tell you what, more than gold right now, because I think that we're going to be fine on gold, let's make sure we get these archers just in case someone comes from the south and wants to attack our main castle. We're a little bit too far away with Corvus as a defender, and so we're gonna just pick up these archers while we can just to play it safe. Maybe it looks like somebody's over here, and we did mention liths maybe to the east and west as we have north and south. It looks like that is something that we got to be concerned about. Again, the swamp is going to slow people down, but not that much. Let's hope we can get these archers back to last hope so we can get them upgraded. Oh boy. Charity now. Charity looks like she has just as good of an army as Wrathmont did. Let's take her out as well. We're going to go from the north to the south, and we're going to go straight for Pinehurst. Let's do that right now. The enemy has fled. 2 Crusaders, one of the veteran pikemen this time. I do not expect to get blind locked so bad. By the way, the Crusaders have the ability to do double damage to the undead. This is a fight that we should be able to win very, very easily, as you can see. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you're doing here, friend. It looks like you just wandered a little too close to me. We have no need to fear any of these enemies. Let's hope for good morale here like we had last time. We don't get it. That's fine. With no spells, these fights are fairly straightforward. Last time we lost 2 Crusaders. Let's see if we can avoid that this time. And to avoid that, I'm going to actually try and kill 1 to 3 of these vampire lords. Okay. I think that the bone dragons are going to dive right onto the rangers. Let's just sit right here so that we know the bone dragons will for sure go right there. Do I care about the damage in the future from the liches by grouping up? I don't think so. Then again, veteran pikemen aren't going to really help if they're blocking off these rangers. Oh, interesting. They actually go for the Crusaders. I like that decision better, actually. Which is the meaner stack? Definitely the Crusaders. 6 hit points left, by the way. I think that we're going to consider, do we kill 2 liches now or next time, or do we kill the 2 vampires to try and save the 6 hit points? I think that we save the 6 hit points. Skeletons go down. We do kill the liches, and now actually, because of the way that we prioritized the turn order in these fights, it looks like the enemy is not going to get to run. So, and it saved us a Crusader. Kind of funny how that works out. Let's see if we get any good artifacts on top of this 1,000 experience. No artifacts, and that's okay. As much as I want to defend Last Hope, and I'm very scared about an enemy sneaking in, you've got to leave the safety of your castle at some point. It's got to be this kind of push-pull game, this little tug of war, where you stay on the defense and you be about your business, but also, eventually, you've got to go out and do something fun. So let's head out and make that happen now. There's another orange hero here. We're not going to worry about windmills. We're going to walk on the water wheel, more or less, because I think it's going to be quickest to this castle. No? Let's go one more step. Looks like not. Maybe there's still a water wheel. 500 gold, sure. It was worth my time. We can actually reach Rebecca, and so we shall. Going up the creek here. Glorious victory. They don't run. They don't give us any trouble. This is going pretty well, actually. I don't know what I expected, but I guess I expected to be immediately accosted by every enemy under the sun. And so far, this seems not to be quite the case. And that's good. That's good. I wonder, though, if on a map this small, and I'm just theorizing here, I'm just postulating, as it were, I wonder if the map is playing differently than it once did. And here's how I mean. I wonder if this map was originally done with the AI from Heroes 2 Gold in mind. And if it is now, I'm going to have a log jam here, aren't I? Hector's going to have to go back and then forward. I wonder if now it's easier to play this map because the AI is not omniscient, and by leaving your objective, the win objective, empty, if the enemy does not know where it's at and they will not rush it down so much. Maybe this map is easier. Maybe it's easier than ever before. Maybe not. Okay. Don't panic. I don't know what to do here. We could potentially do a little bit of a hero transfer. Not by much, though. My word. Because Myrini can only get yay far into the swamp. I think Sandro will get here tomorrow. We do still have all these troops that we can purchase, though. Right? With 5,000 gold, we can purchase all these troops. Peasants notwithstanding. We're going to delete the peasants. We don't care about peasants. Especially when a necromancer's coming. But I think with 33 archers, I think we can do this. Let's do it like this. Let's have... We know Hector can get back. Okay, so Hector can get back. Let's have Jacqueline hand off troops, all of them. -1 peasant. Oops. Hold on. And then we'll take the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. Hector is going to mount a very successful defense, I am sure. As Jacqueline goes south, looks like she's going to get stomped either way. Very, very tight quarters here. So let's go back to Last Hope. And I really think with 36 archers upgraded into rangers, I think that you're feeling pretty good. That's actually going to be all your gold, though, isn't it? One of the big problems with the Knight faction is that all your troops really have an upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't worry about peasants. But you always are in this conundrum of, do I get troops now or do I wait until I can upgrade them later? You can bridge that gap with your pikemen and your swordsmen when you have the Freeman's Foundry not too far away, and you can get troops now and know that I'll upgrade them at cost later. But if the difference in cost of a archer is 150 up to 200 for the ranger, that's 100 gold per troop to upgrade. Do I want to spend all my gold upgrading these rangers? Are they the very best choice for me? Maybe, maybe not. I think we could hope that Sandro can't reach. They've left Pinehurst open, and it's day 5. Tell you what, we're going to head back with Corbus. We're going to head north with Myrini to go pick up gold. Here, 1,500, 1,000, 1,000. She's going to head back over to Pinehurst now, even though we are so close, because this is the win condition. I think that we have to hope that Sandro can't reach. He might be just outside of Last Hope. He may get that far. And if he does, then we're fine. In fact, I think that we just let Jacqueline sit right here. She can't get this way. She could get the obelisk, sure. I would hate to lose the barbarian with the advanced pathfinding, but I think that anything I can do to slow down Sandro, who may not have pathfinding, is the very best thing for me. So Jacqueline's going to stay right here and just be a sacrificial lamb. So be it. And then we're going to upgrade these troops. 3,600 gold. With 3,500 left, we get all the pikemen, we get all the cavaliers, we get all the swordsmen. We got to get rid of some troops. There's too many troops here. 850 gold. We don't want more peasants. We'll pick up 4 more archers. Rangers, excuse me. Who do we leave? Of these choices, 9 halflings, they can do some damage. Orcs, or do you want the goblins? You don't want the peasants. I think that I'm trying to figure out strategically how this fight is going to play out. Let's take a look here. Several vampire lords, few bone dragons. So they're going to have 2 flyers. They've got a few of everything. So we don't really need to worry about the liches. We definitely do need to worry about the vampire lords. If we have to worry about the vampire lords, I think you take the goblins, because at least they're going to do full damage. Yeah, I think so. And then you leave the master swordsman closest to the rangers, who are going to take a lot of attention, and you actually get rid of the rest of these troops. Yeah. But we've learned, actually, because I did this in Pyramid in the most recent stream that we did, that if you have troops in the garrison like this, If you lose, then you just lose them and they disappear. But if not, the hero will just move up. These troops will not participate in the battle, and the troops that are here will participate. So we don't actually have to delete these troops. They can still be useful. That's very good information that I did not really fully grasp before, but we've now since figured it out. Okay. And now we will, in turn, hope that Sandro can't make it, and if he can, we're going to find out very quickly. Sandro turns and runs. I think I am just fine for that, too. More than just fine, I think that that's best case scenario. And what we're going to do immediately then is we're going to have Jacqueline go south, pick up precious things, because sure, why not? We're going to have Hector go upgrade these swordsmen, pikemen. We're going to have Corbus go immediately back. I mean, I think that you're immediately going to find that Sandro will say, oh, if you're not going to go, then I'll come right back. But we'll figure this out in just short order and just figure this out. Maybe Myrini will take a few troops down. We do see, it looks like maybe some beach or some cracked earth. Witch Doctor's hut, one other, maybe alchemist lab, maybe some other mine. I'm guessing then, because of this jungle terrain and we're kind of in the swamp, I'm guessing that it's going to be over here. The ultimate artifact is going to be somewhere right over there. Let's have Myrini continue to explore and see what else we can find. Stables, so we don't actually have to upgrade our cavaliers into champions. Like the Freeman's Foundry will upgrade your pikemen and your swordsmen, the stables will upgrade your cavaliers. That's wonderful to know. It's tempting me. I am tempted. I am tempted. 2,500 gold, tell you what. There's a chance we get the cathedral next turn, but it's so very low. 2,250 gold per day. We don't have the crystal. So for that reason, let's grab a hero. It's going to be Maximus the Knight, because why not? And he's actually going to go north. He's going to leave troops. He'll take the 3-speed halflings over the 2-speed halflings. We're just going to go like this, and we're going to have Corbus go down. I think that we're going to have enough movement points to drop off just a few troops and then head back up north. I think so. I want this Necromancer Castle today, but I'll get it tomorrow. Okay. We're going to drop off Rangers. Yeah, I think we drop off the Rangers, and we'll actually split off half of the Crusaders. And so Maximus is going to make sure that we have plenty of defenders here while Corbus sets off. Oh no, it's going to be in 3 turns. That's fine, actually, because we just got to get there by day 1. And with 300 gold left, we wait. We see orange and purple. Agar. Agar's a little too scary for me. Myrini's going to continue to look around. As we approach the stables, the head groom appears, leading a fine-looking warhorse. This steed will help speed you in your travels. Alas, his endurance will wane with a lot of heavy riding, and you must return for a fresh mount in a week. We also have many fine warhorses, which could benefit mounted soldiers, but you have none. So we can help. Yep. There's a pack of ghosts here. There's Wrathmont. He is back. That means that there's got to be a castle over here. And actually, I think we see a castle right here. Very interesting. Is this castle undefended? Is there an undefended castle? In both instances, there is. We cannot get there today, but we can maybe get there tomorrow. Let's step on the sign. This map was created by Timothy Duncan, and this is his contact information. Again, excellent, excellent map creator. If you haven't played any of his maps, any single one of them is highly recommended. Go and check them out. So, I do think that Jacqueline going into the desert is still going to be still worth my time. And worth her time for that matter. Tomorrow we're going to pick up the Oasis and then scoot along. But we are officially in very, very close quarters. Hector does not have time to get there and get back. Does not. So what we're going to do is we're still going to do the deal with Maximus. I am going to let Corbus go, and we're going to just assume, we're going to hope that we can hold steady here. Before I do anything else, let's actually pick up, do you want the tavern or do you want the moat? Let's get the tavern now, the extra morale, and then we'll get the moat tomorrow. No, moat now. I think I value the moat over the tavern. Here's why. So the tavern's going to give you +1 morale. That's excellent. That's great. I think that Hector's going to have terrific morale anyway, because he's going to be defending as a knight with his leadership. And then the moat just gives you something extra. It slows down some of those ranged troops or those ground troops. And while there's not many here, it can be the difference. It really feels like it can be the difference in a way that +1 morale just doesn't work out. I think I value the one over the other. I really do. This is going to be a little bit hairy in how we do this. I think champions or crusaders immediately go into the army, as do rangers. Hector keeps the good luck, and then Maximus goes back north, as Hector just sits and waits and hopes for the best. And I think he's going to do a very good job about that. I got a feeling that he is good at hoping for the best. Something about the way that the enemy is leaving these castles undefended I don't love, but it's still possible that they will surprise me and fill them in short order. Now, this could be a mistake. We've said it before, we'll say it again. This could be a mistake, us trap sizing off to take these undefended castles when this is really the goal. But I hope actually that Agar and these other enemies are going to be a little bit too far away to get here now, and maybe we're going to have just enough resources to pick up the fortifications next turn. We shall see. Okay, Orange actually goes after Maximus, which is best case scenario, because I think that that means to me that they do not want to fight Last Hope, that they are going to wait for less forces they're defending. That's good. And Purple turns tail. Terrific. Best case scenario. Everything that could have happened well did, and it looks like we're going to be able to pick up plenty of stuff. So Barak is here. Jacqueline's going to go down, but she's going to run as far and as fast as she can. Myrini is immediately going to hop into this castle. She's going to pick up a black dragon. Oh my word. That is everything I needed to know. Not to mention the spells. As a wizard, she's going to have access up to 4th level spells. The Blind, the Cold Ray, she's going to be terrific. I love everything about her. Not to mention 500 extra gold per day. We're up to 4,000 gold per day. Excellent there. Excellent. Corbus is going to stop in and Bone Dragons immediately. 1 Bone Dragon. So the enemy in both instances did not build a well. How interesting. The enemies did not build a well. For 500 gold, you get the opportunity to get 2 additional creatures, 2 additional Minotaurs, Hydras, Dragons, etc. That is a very interesting decision, and I don't know what to make about it when both enemies choose not to build the well. Again, we're on a new patch. Maybe there's been an adjustment in the numbers. Maybe this is simply the way that this map plays out. I don't know, but I'm excited to continue on and find out. Hector is still alive. We are not going to fight Sandro at the moment. Although, let's be real, 67 Rangers, not to mention 7 of the Crusaders doing double damage. Maybe we take him out just because we don't want him to get squirrely on us. Maybe we don't want the enemy to try some other fun stuff. We can't get the fortifications. We are short on the ore. We don't have a sawmill. We don't have an ore mine. We definitely don't have crystal coming in. I think that we get some Rangers. Swordsmen, pikemen, cavalries. I think that I would actually prefer... I think I just want 1 cavalry actually in my army. And this sounds weird, but I just want the 6-speed creature here rather than here. I want the Crusaders to be able to respond to some other enemy that might try and step on the Rangers. And I really want to save the rest of the cavalries for another fight, another day, another time. And then we'll pick up 3 more swordsmen because sure, why not? And then it's going to be, hopefully, Sandro is not a very scary hero. Hector the Knight is only level 1. This could be a mistake. This could be a mistake. Let me think. So far, we have fought Wrathmont, Rebecca, and 1 other enemy hero that was up to the north here, that 1 warlock there. That warlock and Rebecca were nobodies. Charity was a somebody. She had pretty good stats. Wrathmont, we know, has pretty good stats. I'm guessing that Sandro actually has pretty good stats. Let's defend and play it safe. Let's defend. Let's play it safe. How bad could that be? We have so much good morale that it's not going to bother me to bring Bone Dragons onto the road. We got to get a spell book. Jeez. Let's trade resources, actually. I don't think that Mercury is going to really play into my strategy anytime soon. We got a Mass Dispel, but no Cure and no Dispel. That's interesting, especially since you saw us earlier fall prey to the Blind spell a couple of times. This is our Sawmill, though. Let's just clear this out. Generally head south. I still think that we're pretty tough, unless we needed to do a resupply. Sawmill for sure. Sawmill for sure. We do see a artifact here. This is a +4 to the spell power. That's the arcane necklace. That's pretty unique, pretty interesting. There's this +1 from the fort. I'm guessing you can get through here. I don't think that this is just impassable terrain. I'm guessing that there's a break between the trees and the mountains here. I don't think it just comes to a hard close there. Maybe it does. I'm guessing not, because it doesn't over here. So we have made a mistake though. I just realized we just spent all of our gold, and Myrini is like, hey guys, I really needed at least one black dragon. Let's hope that Jacqueline can do something fun here. That's going to be a little bit extra movement points today. I think that's 400 movement points today. A drink at the oasis fills our troops with strength, lifts their spirits, and we can travel a bit further today. We are up to 1,600 movement points. Okay, better than I thought. We're going to pick up all that from the campfire. We can pick up a lot of ore. We know we need ore. We can't get by these Minotaur Kings. Do we risk it and go to the west and hope we can find gold? Or do we just pick up ore and then trade resources? Let's just pick up what we can. We know that we need ore. We want it. That was getting us up to 30 ore. That's pretty good. And then now I think we do actually have 2 marketplaces, because they were kind enough to give us the marketplaces. Let's trade everything except for sulfur. We don't even have a well, so I have to click on everything manually. 2 hydras, 4 Minotaur Kings, 8 centaurs, 4 griffins, 6 gargoyles. 1 black dragon would do it. Against Wrathmont. Tomorrow we're gonna have enough gold, but we have to survive one day. Okay, let's trade everything except for the sulfur. Literally everything else. Phixfox, do you care if you get the Crusaders later? Nope, I do not. Crusaders are good, they're not the end all to be all. And bone dragons don't cost any resources at all. We got enough sulfur here to get 3 dragons. We're not going to make it to 1 though. Even if we did trade all of our sulfur, we would still be 300 gold short from that. So we're going to spend 3,000 gold to mount our successful defense here. I think the Hydras are going to be your best unit. They're a garrison unit. This is why you get them. I think you want at least 2 of the gargoyles. I think you do. There's a good chance actually that we're going to end up getting rid of this pikeman. He's just not going to be very helpful, not going to be very useful. And then Minotaur Kings, 1 griffin. This is going to be the army. And the Hydras are going to be 150 hit points worth of creatures. Let's see if we can hold out here with a Cold Ray, a Blind, knowing that Wrathmont has 6 and 6. He's got 6 and 6, but we don't even have left turret, right turret. Oops. Okay, well, we'll do the best we can. And maybe Corbus has to go immediately here to deal with dragons. 1 black dragon. Hopefully not, but we'll see. We'll see what Wrathmont does here. And we are going to wait on Ector because Sandro might be a tough hero. Okay, very, very interesting week 1. Jacqueline goes down. That's to be expected. 1 enemy runs. Sandro heads south instead of going to attack Ector in the castle. Myrini now has a tough fight on her hands. I'm hoping that with a couple of spells, just a couple of spells, our level 1 hero can do something fun. Oh my gosh, we already lost 1 Hydra. Not good. Not good. 30 hit points left on this Hydra. That was a 120 damage Cold Ray, and he's got tons more where that came from. 38 more spell points. My word, we need to do the very best we can. I don't think blinds are going to help. 40 hit points here. Wow, there's just so many hit points worth of creatures. There's so many hit points worth of creatures here. I think 5 hit points, 100 hit points of griffins there. Let's take out as many of their centaurs as possible. Any damage we can do is going to be useful. That's going to mitigate some damage, and the griffins are going to get attacked in the stronghold in not too long. Let's focus on some of these halflings, and then the griffin is probably going to go and deal with 5 skeletons. I say deal with as if he can deal with them. I don't think he can. I like to be an optimist. I don't think you got this, bro. That was probably a misplay on my part. We were going to take half damage from the centaurs there. We just gave them full damage. I suppose that they could have spent their time to attack these 7 centaurs. I suppose. I will actually skip on the centaurs because the Hydra, I think, can clean up these gargoyles. One Griffin's going to go across the battlefield. Their 22 centaurs have already gone. Kill maybe one skeleton. Is that really going to matter? I can just sit the Griffin here, and then next turn, their centaurs are not going to get to do full damage to somebody. Let's do that. We actually have to keep stacks of troops alive for longer so that the value of that cold ray is less. It sounds weird, but that's absolutely what we got to do. We got 2 more cold rays. 1 gargoyle goes down. No. Okay, the centaur is still, or the minotaur is still alive with 3 hit points left. 12 hit points here. Let's do our cold ray to the bottom. Can we kill one whole stack? We can kill one whole stack of the halflings. We can kill 2 of the griffins. 2 griffins it is. And I don't think that we wait here with this gargoyle now, because the 4 skeletons are going to get to go. I think that they're going to do 12 points of damage. Let's see this. Turn 1. Skeletons do 8 damage. We're going to skip on this gargoyle, and we're going to hope that we can survive one more barrage from these enemies. We will do the very best we can. We have to kill where we can, and we want somebody to focus their time and energy on this 1 3 hit point centaur or minotaur king. We have to hope that we can do a little bit of that. The griffins actually stay alive. That's good. Again, the more troops stacks that stay alive, the better. Griffins are a pretty good creature. Their centaurs have already spoken. We got a lot of damage we gotta get through on these griffins. They take out our 1 minotaur king there. Let's just sit one more time. Oh, interesting. And that actually makes me feel very, very good. Again, one whole stack there. I'm guessing that the centaurs are going to go down in just half a second, if I had to guess. This is our last cold ray. I think that... How big of a waste of damage is this? 3 hit points times 12, that's 36 hit points. We will waste 4 hit points if we take out one whole stack of the halflings. They have low defense. That would probably be a good troop to take out. I'm still going to do it anyway. And then with 5 hit points left, 7, 5, and then however many's here. Let's start killing skeletons. We can kill 1 here. We do. 3 points of damage. There goes the cold ray. It's going to be a loss, but we did very good. We did as good as we possibly could have, and just a little bit more gold would have been enough. 1 black dragon would have been enough, and that hurts my heart. If Corbus had known, he would not have gotten his spell book. And that is going to hurt, because immediately we see black dragon. So I think that we can deal with it, though. I really do. I think that this is actually not so big of a deal, and we still have plenty of gold. We will pick up a black dragon tomorrow. We're just not going to go for a high score on this map, and that's okay. These things do happen. So let's continue on. By the way, Barak is not that tough. He just was too much for Jacqueline to handle. We're not going to go through the list there to deal with him, though. We're going to ride down Wrathmont. I anticipate that he's going to run back home immediately. As far as experience goes, by the way, we're level 12. I think that if this tree is free, we will claim it. We'll go from there. No enemies that we can see. I'm guessing that they should be able to pop in through here, but we'll have a little bit of advanced warning. So on to the next day. Yep. Orange is staying put. I don't think you can get from here to there. I think we got one more day to figure out what we want to do. 10 gems. We're never going to get that tree. It is never going to happen in this scenario. Sometimes the tree is going to be 10 gems. Sometimes it's 2,000 gold. And sometimes it's free. If that tree was free, we would take the level. Because it's 10 gems, we're never going to get it. 2,000 gold, we probably would have. You come upon a mercenary camp practicing their tactics. The mercenaries welcome you and your troops and invite you to train with them. We will take +1 to our attack. We will step on the sign again for Mr. Duncan, simply because it's going to get us closer to Wrathmont. And now we're going to have to deal with a black dragon in a castle. And maybe they've even beefed up the castle's defenses. Maybe it's going to be even worse than before. But if we can get this castle and then hold on to it, we're going to get the well. And then we're going to get multiple black dragons, and we're going to be feeling pretty okay. What? The enemy has surrendered. Their cowardice cost them 1,200 gold. We're gonna just click on restart here, and I want to see how this fight plays out. The thing that I'm thinking is this. We know that Wrathmont has all of his spells. Yeah, sure, but you've got 1 attack and 0 defense versus my 9 attack and 4 defense. So we are definitely the stronger fighting force. There is no moat here. There is no left turret, right turret. Oh, they did pick up a left turret. They did pick up a left turret. But these troops are not too much. Let's just hit auto combat. and just kind of see how this happens, where they lose their black dragon, but then nothing else. Really? You go into an entirely defensive position. Interesting. Good morale on the red dragons, which is stupendous. Yeah, and then red dragon with good morale is going to overwhelm you anyway, and then they just call the fight. I'm betting that red dragon had probably, what, 60 hit points left? Not a whole ton, but had enough. Anyway, okay, but we take this back, and actually it's pretty good because Corvus can step inside, pick up these other spells. Now we just have to hold on to this castle. We're going to pick up these stables, I guess, I suppose. And probably, if I could get out of the way, I would purchase another hero now so they can help explore and pick up stuff. And it's not lost upon me that we still have these artifacts in the middle, and it's probably time to pick up some dragons, consolidate, and then finish the map off. This is going to be a quick scenario. And I think, again, that the FHeroes2 AI is good, but because it's not omniscient, this map, I think, has gotten a little bit, dare I say, easier, which is actually better. There was a weird, I don't want to say weird. There was a Reddit post recently where someone said, well, the FHeroes2 AI it's this or it's that, it's whatever. But ultimately, they didn't like that the AI would combine its forces and have huge stacks, which it does, especially on hard difficulties. The difference between easy, medium, and hard difficulties, especially for the campaigns, is that the AI will simply combine its forces in a much more tactical manner, let's say. And when it does that, yeah, that makes the scenarios generally harder. And I like that. I think that the FHeroes2 AI is in a much better spot than the original Heroes2 ever was. But their argument was, well, it's not a challenge to simply have the AI that will just mass troops. And I'm saying to myself, what did you want it to do? That's part of playing better, is having troops that stack on each other. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the person's point. I don't want to misrepresent them and paint them in a bad light just because I'm misunderstanding them. So, take this all with a grain of salt. But my ultimate point in all this is that I think that the FHeroes2 AI does a really, really good job in general of being tactical and strategic on the battle map. Depending on your difficulty, it does a good job of consolidating forces. In general, I'm a big fan of everything that the FHeroes2 AI is doing. I guess that's my point. I say I guess as if I'm not the one making the point at this time. We do see an orange hero here at the very, very tip of our knowledge of what's what here. It's Sandro. Sandro's back. Yeah. We're gonna back off with. I wanted to call her Annette, but it's not. It's Ruby. Why Annette? I'm not sure. It's day 5. And we just built up a well here. The enemy's gonna get here like day 7. We might have made a mistake already. Jeez. You gotta keep the black dragons. More than the bone dragons, you gotta keep the black dragons. Yeah. More than the bone dragons, you have to keep the black dragons. So I know that we kind of made a show of force here in the center. We're going to be able to get back in time, but it's just kind of annoying that I don't like the way I'm playing that scenario. Immediately, we didn't know that enemy hordes were coming from the south, and yet, come on, man, come on. We hope that they don't pick up the waterfall. We're probably going to have to defeat these guys in their castle. There's nothing we can do about that. No, he goes through the barrier? What? What? Well, we're going to get some troops pretty quickly. It's time that we put our money where our mouth is. Let's get Sandro out of here. These troops, the cost is fairly high. After all, champions don't just grow on trees. I'm guessing we're going to take some damage from spells. It looks like yes. 5 spell power, 8 knowledge. But any amount of troops that we lose are actually just fine for me at this time, because I care a lot more, and I mean a lot more, about getting the black dragons and from there overwhelming the enemies. Any amount of spells that these necromancers and warlocks have is not going to matter at that point. I am going to send the champions down the battlefield most of the way. There's no sense in going all the way, but there's no sense in going none of the way. Let's just kind of go down the battlefield, see what these enemies do. They love their blinds, don't they? Vampire Lord's going to a completely defensive position. I think I will let them. 3 attack, 1 defense. I think we're just going to toast this entire stack here. Times 2. Yeah, just fine for me. And then probably it's going to be a cure onto the Crusaders. Would probably be the very best if I have it. I have Dispel Magic. Well, I don't think that Dispel Magic actually gives you your turn back, but it will waste another blind from Sandro. And so for that reason, we're going to do Dispel. Take a look at the turn order up top. I always play with it on. Oh, Dispel Magic, I do get the Crusaders back. So it is that I learned something new today. For some reason, I thought that it was only with the cure that you get your turn back. Nope. Both matter, Dispel or otherwise. We're going to kill 2 Bone Dragons now. Oh, yeah. And 3 champions. No problems. 500 extra experience, mercenary camp, and we're taking all this. We're divulging this area of all this resources because it's day 7. Tomorrow, we're going to be picking up those black dragons, and we're going to be moving on from there. We are not too far away from experience, but I don't think that we actually want it or need it. We don't have the crystal to buy this artifact, and that's actually kind of bad because if we wanted to go whatever these giants were guarding, if we wanted these artifacts, we're going to have to trade crystal just to get the artifact here. And alas, that's going to be a little bit more than we can handle. What is this? Sulfur? There's one. This is very fun. So you can tell that there's hidden stuff here, and you might say, how do I get here? And if you don't clear out this area and you just try and mouse over here, the horse doesn't rear up, and that's because hidden behind the mountain range is one little titch of sulfur. Very interesting. That's a +3 there. I don't think we need all these artifacts. I don't think we need all these artifacts. There's an artifact here. It looks like that's probably gems, though. We're here. We're here. Let's just go and get that. We'll get one more hero. Kalindra's gonna hopefully have a... Hopefully she has a 6-speed boar. She doesn't. She has the 3-speed halflings. Oh well. All right. Whatever. Whatever. They left us alone over here. I think that this map is already coming to a pretty quick close. And I guess that this really does, you know, really drive home the point. What do you think? What do you folks think? Is this map easier because of the FHeroes2 taking away some of the advantages that the original AI had? Is that why we're rolling through this scenario so easily? Is it something else? I want to hear it from you. I still, even if some of these smaller maps are not as difficult as they once were, I still will always prefer the FHeroes2 AI. It has proven itself time and time again. I have no regrets about the FHeroes2 AI. I love it. But it is always fun to potentially find these instances where the old AI was better, even if it was better because it cheated. And it did. Having full view of the map at any given moment, that's cheating. And I don't want to hear anybody say that, that it's not that case, because it is. In this case, we've just picked up the black dragons. We're going to roll in this kind of circular motion clockwise while Kalindra goes north. Picks up some of this. Maybe she'll find something fun. I don't know. We'll see. But Hector is hanging steady with his 7 Crusaders and whatever troops he also gets to purchase in short order. We're heading south. There's going to be plenty of bone dragons in Pinehurst if we want them. Let's see what Agar does here. He walks right into us with no sense of self-preservation. He is, if you've ever been driving a vehicle, which I assume lots of people have. Wow. Pouch of crystal, pouch of gems. That's +1 crystal, +1 gems. That's terrific. It's like that squirrel, right? And hopefully this has never happened to you, but chances are it has at least once, where there's a squirrel that you're making eyes at it and you're saying, hey buddy, don't do it. Don't do it. And then the squirrel just decides, I am going to leap out and try and cross the road right this very second. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Whether the squirrel just mistimed its crossing of the road or not, it doesn't matter what the case is, it doesn't make it. And then you feel very, very bad because you say to yourself, well, what else could I have done, stupid squirrel? And the answer is nothing. The squirrel just had no sense of self-preservation. And that is what it is. Okay. We're going to pick up the stables here. I know that we only have the 3-speed creature, but the stables do help a lot. Our max movement there just kicked up. I think it's, what is it, like 600? It's a lot of movement points extra per day. The stables are one of the best pickups in the game. one thing I've loved to do recently is I go on YouTube and I have this like kind of community page, and I'm able to put together these polls. It's got a picture and I say, well, which would you rather? And I've really enjoyed putting those together. And part of the reason I've enjoyed putting those together is because I love to hear what people have to say on the matter. And when they say, well, which is best? And if you simply do artifacts that have stats, then it comes down to, well, which do you prefer more? Do you prefer the +4 to spell power or the +4 to knowledge? And that more or less comes down to, well, which do you like? Which that isn't so fun. What I really like is the artifacts or the instances, the adventure map objects that have more to be said about it. Like, for example, hey, what's your favorite adventure map object? The stables or the Freeman's Foundry? Which is cooler to you? Which is better? And I love that. It turns out really, really well because the special effects is not comparing apples to apples. It's comparing apples and oranges and peaches and all kinds of other fruit that you could pick up. And that's really where you get to change things up and really find what people value. And that's always interesting to me and always kind of fun to say, ooh, yeah, which would I rather have? In this instance, the stables is one of my all-time favorite adventure map objects. I love it so very, very much. So good. An extra 7 days worth of increased movement. So good. Taking shelter from a storm in a small cave, you notice a small patch of crystal in one corner. Curious, you break a piece off and notice that the original crystal grows the lost piece back. You decide to stuff the entire patch into a pouch and take it with you. That's +1 to your crystal. And pretty soon we're actually going to be able to pick up this artifact because now we got 2 crystal a day just from artifacts. So in fact, tomorrow we're going to be able to pick up this trunk of gold for an extra 750 gold. We're going to get that in just 1 second. Jezebel is setting off with her 4 bone dragons. She'll do just fine with those creatures. And I think that, well, I think that the week 1 bonuses that we picked up have been enough to propel us into more than just relevancy, but dominance on this scenario. We can get Sandro right now. I think that we will. I think we're going to get Sandro. We might as well get the stables as well, just because it's going to give us plenty of movement points. We're up to 690. We'll take out Sandro now, Ariel next. One champion. I don't even care. Just take them. We'll take the basic estates though. That seems nice. I don't know if Ariel's going to dive into Cathcart. If she tries, I think she's going to get obliterated. But what do I know? Well, I know that with 4 Hydras, you're not going to do anything. And then we do pick up this trunk of gold, 3 crystal. Hey, there we go. Great pickup. Excellent pickup. And now I think it's actually a really good time for a hero that has just kind of meh troops and just kind of meh artifacts to sit on these liths and prevent backdoors like we just saw there. Any little bit of help we can get to prevent that will be nice. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Tell you what, we gotta get this green barrier. Because I've got to know. I have to know what the Sphinx has to say. I'll use a secondary hero to really dive into that in just 1 second, but we're going to find out what secret is the Sphinx guarding. Maximus is back. This time he's a bad guy. Night Shadow. So there is actually a Warlock castle there, and it looks like a Necromancer castle there. So it's 1 castle against 4. Did the enemies build up to dragons, bone dragons, and black dragons in these upper castles, but not in the southern castles? That could have immediately been a poor decision on my part. From the very beginning, okay, let's think about this. On turn 1, I decided to take Corybus north because there was this gold mine here instead of south. If we'd gone south and we'd gone into these other castles that didn't really matter that much because they weren't being built up, this whole scenario would have been different. But instead we went north because there's a gold mine there and sulfur and whatever. And then we took this cheeky Pinehurst and we took Cathcart here. Yeah. If this map feels easy, it's probably because we got a little bit lucky. And that's not bad because we make our own luck and we feel really good because of it. No regrets. None whatsoever. Gwyneth goes down. Very sad. Purple is being squirrely. I don't trust Kalindra. I really don't. And I'm glad I didn't. Look at that. The enemy's going to take a pot shot and then run. I can't stop it. We're just going to lose the Crusader. I'm guessing that that's a lightning bolt. And then they go. And now we see the funny side. Now we understand. Now, get it. Jezebel, with her bone dragons, is probably going to be able to take this castle. And if she can hold on to it, my hope is that we can just hold out with our high attack skill, high defense knight, and we can get one more week of bone dragons, and we can slide right back into Alamar in just a second. Why he decided to ignore this threat here, I don't know. Is his priority just to get this castle? Possibly. But we're going to take this castle here, which must have dragons. And once again, no defenders. Tell you what, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good to me. I'm all for winning scenarios and winning them convincingly. This feels like a tactical error that if I'm playing against a player, I'm saying, well, you know, with a little bit of changes, you can make this go a little bit better. And I don't know. It's just, it's not great. It's not great. Tell you what though, if Alamar made a beeline for Last Hope, that's the end of the game, right? I don't think that either of these heroes is going to defeat Hector here, but somebody else sure could. So for that reason, let's actually go to right here and just once again kind of be in a wait and see position. There's artifacts here. There's stuff we can get. It's day 7 tomorrow. That's gonna be what, 1 day, maybe 2 days. Maybe they could get there by day 1, but I should be able to pick up more black dragons and go from there. We're gonna take some losses. Didn't expect to lose the bone dragon. Let's see. Wrathmont, 6 spell power, 6 knowledge. Cold Ray's gonna do 7, excuse me. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of damage in that way. I wish I could shoot between the halflings. That'd be great. It's not how it works. Actually, we took a ton of damage. Jeez, we took a ton of damage from that holy shout. 140 hit points, my word. All right, that explains it. Yeah, all right, nothing you can do about that. So be it. And then I know that there's probably some enemies around here. Let's purchase a hero. Yeah, more black dragons. Level 5 mage guild. You're kidding me, and a dimension door. It's a shame I don't use dimension door, but I don't. It's nice that the enemy is staying away from me. Although we are going to purchase every troop we can here in Last Hope. We can have several black dragons on us today. And that's scary. This dimension door and this hero Alamar, if you tuned out of this scenario because you thought, oh, Phixfox has this in hand, this is still very, very scary. And I like that. Okay, so we're gonna, again, purchase all these troops we can here. We stayed away from the cathedral because I said to myself, who cares? But I think that now is going to be the time to purchase as many of these troops as possible, and focusing on this upgraded jousting arena is going to be the very next thing that we do. We've saved a lot of these troops because we said, well, stables or the Freeman's Foundry, we can upgrade them later. We have not upgraded the swordsmen or the pikemen. That's okay. That'll be just fine. We'll get through despite that. I'm purchasing troops out of order. I should have gone in this order. It should have been Rangers and then backwards. 865 gold. I'm actually going to trade resources. No, I'm not. I was thinking about getting the fortifications. You need 15 ore. We don't have it. Don't have it. So we're going to ignore that for now. But with 91 Rangers, we are so tough. Left turret, right turret, moat. Yeah. But I'm still scared about several black dragons. Okay, alrighty. Well, Jezebel's going to stay put. She's going to try and hold on to more black dragons, and we're going to be very careful with the man, the myth, the legend, Alamar. On to a new day. Orange is taking their turn, no surprises, and purple actually didn't do much. Alamar is still kind of lining up for this, for this maybe shot. It's day 7. We cannot afford any squirreliness. It's going to going to be Ector taking a few steps out. Corbus heading on in. And Ector is going to give over all the troops except for the pikemen and the swordsmen, because those troops can get upgraded in just 1 second. We will take the other artifacts here, leaving plenty of room for additional help, and then Ector's going to just stop on into this Freeman's Foundry, and then we're just going to not put ourselves in any danger at all. Amazing that we haven't seen a Dimension Door yet. Very interesting. Very interesting. I am just kind of wondering what this Identify Hero spell is. I didn't know what the heroes... Well, I didn't know what that would be, but it is Identify Hero. 6 Black Dragons. We have to jump on Alamar. He's level 3, though. 24 spell points. 24 spell points. He's not tough, but with Dimension Door, this can get squirrely. We have to be so very careful. Who's our second best hero, actually? Probably Jezebel. Yeah, I think Jezebel is your next best hero. So we're going to have dragons tomorrow here. Let's send her, let's see. I don't think that by road that Sandro's going to be faster than me. Yeah, he's got 4-speed dragons, 1,700 movement points. Wow, actually, hold on. I've got 1,200 and he has 1,700. He's picked up the stables. And Sandro's actually level 11. I didn't realize he was so high. Maximus is level 1. Barak's level 4. Alamar's level 3. Who knows what orange hero over here is. So we're actually going to leave Jezebel here overnight. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Weird. This scenario could have gone off the rails, but we saw it at just the last second. A couple of other opportunities, and thank goodness for it. Oracle, might as well just stop on in. Total army strength. We're winning, but again, we have a lose condition that's very scary. Okay. Sandro does not decide to attack. Good decision, I think. It's day 1. That's going to be so many bone dragons. We have 17 sulfur. We're going to go here first. Yes, here first. Just to defend. And then Jezebel's going to pick up Black Dragon here. We're not going to trade additional gold, but we're just going to stop in here. Yeah. Yeah, bone dragons are just going to go down to the extra spells, aren't they? Sandro is, again, level 11. Okay. Can't stop it. And I don't think I'm going to put a spell book on Jezebel. I just don't think it's going to matter. She's just not that tough. 1 bone dragon goes down. They are going to get 1 more spell off, though. We'll attack here. Skeleton here. And then... yeah, and then it's going to be 1 more spell, isn't it? Nothing you can do. Okay. 1 bone dragon and 1 black dragon, so be it. Rebecca's going to continue on her way. Palindra is staying put. We're upgrading lots of pikemen. Corbus is actually going to go and defeat Ogre Lords, because it's going to be pretty easy. Pick up the spike shield. How far away? Pretty far away. He hasn't Dimension Doored yet. Oh. It's a wizard's hat. You see a wizard fleeing from a griffin riding like the wind. The wizard opens a portal and rides through, getting his hat knocked off by the edge of the gate. The griffin follows. The gate closes. You pick up the hat, dust it off, and put it on. Interesting. So spells are going to last for an additional 10 turns. Not too bad at all. Happy for that. And it was really the spike shield is what I wanted, but yeah, I picked up the other one first. So be it. Remember, if we lose Last Hope, we just lose the scenario. It's a new week. Let's purchase out this whole place. Not much. If he Dimension Doors on me, I'm gonna be thrilled. If he Dimension Doors and takes Last Hope, I'm not gonna feel bad at all. Why is that? Because it's gonna be an example of the AI playing really, really well, and that doesn't hurt my feelings. I love it when the AI plays well, and that doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay, so Jezebel is going to purchase 1 more dragon, trade for the last little bit, and then she's going to set off just to kind of do a pincer attack, keep the enemies honest. And then at this point, I have to believe that Alamar does not have a dimension door, or else he would have used it right there. I have to. And since that's the case, let's set off. Let's have Hector pick up the shield for me. You come upon a bridge spanning a dry gully. Before you can cross, a troll steps out from under the bridge and demands payment before you will permit you to pass. You refuse, and the troll charges, forcing you to slay it. You take its spiked shield as a trophy. By the way, this artifact is now forever engraved in my mind. I think it's... I can see the picture. It's in the Price of Loyalty campaign. It's when you go around the mountain, and this artifact shows up at one point, and I am proud still to this day that I sniped this artifact from the enemy. I stole it from them before they were able to defeat me, and feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It's funny when certain artifacts, certain heroes now carry a significance that they otherwise would not have, simply because of some fun stuff like that. I love it very, very much. Okay, let's see what Alamar does. We are on a collision course, I hope. If he goes north, so be it. If he dimension doors, so be it. Kalindra goes down. Interesting. Okay. And the enemies are pushing actually in this direction. We have bone dragons here. We can purchase in Pinehurst. We're going to do that in just 1 second. We're going to assume that Alamar is going to take this castle of Cathcart, and we're going to take out the biggest threat. And he is, again, the biggest threat because of the dimension door. Hector is going to stay put. He's going to keep his swordsmen, his pikemen, his peasants. So be it. Sandro is back. He's back. He's back. But this time we have 3 black dragons. We can defeat him. This is why we have Jezebel as a secondary hero. We're even going to lose one of the black dragons? You're kidding me. No way. Because what can you do? You have to fight them in a straight up fight. You have to. You simply must. Is Sandro that tough? I don't think so. Okay, so the bone dragon immediately goes down. So it's 3 black dragons against everybody. That's fine to me. All your troops go and try and defend your power liches. That's immediately going to backfire on you because I do double damage now. Yeah, yeah. Thank goodness I've got these black dragons to deal with all these opponents that are so big and scary. Because these heavy magic users, if you don't have black dragons or a troop that is immune to magic, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time. 1 bone dragon goes down, that's fine for me. Basic wisdom, sure, why not? And because that's happened, we're going to go back in, purchase the spell book, and that's just going to be her for you. We're probably going to use Jezebel then to go to the west. We're going to have another hero with 6,000 gold, purchase 3 bone dragons, and then they're going to defeat Maximus here. Maximus cannot catch a break. Whether it's my enemies or me, he was always going to have a real hard time. Might as well bring the extra troops because sure, why not? Maximus goes down. No losses. Glorious victory. Observation tower is not very useful at this time. Barak. Let's head towards Barak. He's either going to go here or there, but either way, he's going to go down. Hector is staying put, and Rebecca is going to stand on this list so nobody else can follow through. Yeah. And I would love to evac these dragons for one final force. You can get a hero around. You have enough resources to trade for 2,500 gold. We got plenty of resources being generated. 7-11. Yeah, we've got enough resources. Let's purchase one more hero, and this is going to be an instance where we give up the castle and give up these troops that don't really matter to save the dragons. So that way we can do more later. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We are going to take everybody. We're going to give this castle up without a fight. And even though we're going to be very, very close to Alamar, I think he's going to key in on the castle because he does not have his own castle. We took the purple castle. He needs a castle. I think he's going to zero right in on that, take it. We hand off the dragons and we defeat purple, hopefully in their castle next turn. That's my hope. And I hope that orange doesn't turn around or do something scary. Let's see. Orange continues on. They're going for that castle in the upper north, Pinehurst. He decides to run. That's not a bad decision, but it's not going to be enough to save him from me. Not at all. 3 more black dragons, 6 black dragons against his 6 black dragons, plus all of my attack skill. The enemy has fled. We're going to let this fight play out. I'm just going to hit the auto combat and just let it go. In fact, I'm going to hit this and turn on auto spell casting so I can do this even better. Why would you do that? Okay, I can't trust the AI anymore. I can't do it. I can't. I just can't do it. Sometimes the fights seem to me like they should play out a very certain way, and when they don't, I'm like, wait a second, hold on. Did we really need to lose 44 Rangers? I think not. The enemy has fled. So be it. Advanced Estates. Purple player's been vanquished. And that is actually working as intended, by the way, where the enemy will surrender or run even though they don't have a castle to run to. You would think that you would say, well, why would you do that? You might as well make your final stand. It is partially, at this point, a matter of difficulty. If you just want their artifacts, if you want what they have, you better actually beat the enemy outright. So that's actually working as intended. No concerns there on that regard. This is bad. It's a good thing Corvus is heading over this way. We lose one Bone Dragon immediately to the Lightning Bolt from Barak. He's level 4. He's got Trees and Morale, but he's got 7 spell power. That's pretty darn good. 175 points of damage at a time. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's still deal with these trolls. We kill 3, and then all of them. Not too bad. Yeah, just with the... I think, just with the lightning bolts, he's going to win this fight. That's all he's got to do. Just one more lightning bolt in a second. For that reason, let's see. Can we kill whole stacks of creatures where we can? Let's kill the 6-speed creatures for next time. And then maybe these centaurs. We do. Because I think goblins can actually deal with the archers if we give them the chance. We're about to lose the bone dragons, though. It is what it is. Bye. 37 down to 29. We're going to kill the archers anyway. We don't have any spells of our own. We might as well run. 4 spell points left. 0 attack, 1 defense versus 3 attack, 1 defense. I don't know. Oh, and we're cursed. Double cursed. I don't know. I don't see us winning this, but at least he doesn't have any more spells. The 3 orcs are not putting out enough damage at a time, I don't think. We're down to 3 royal mummies. They're going to be down the field in 2 turns. It's going to be close, but we're definitely going to lose. Yeah. Just funny how it actually was a lot closer than I thought it would be. I'm going to give Aragon, who has fought very worthily, the opportunity to run. That would have been a time where if we'd split the bone dragons into 3 separate stacks, we actually would have won, because then the extra damage, the bleed over damage, would that have mattered? No, we still would have had 3 lightning bolts and then we would have died. Never mind. I was going to say that if we split up the troops that maybe we would have had a better shot. We would not have. I think, though, the Barak should be very afraid of the end, because the end is nigh. Ambrose, Rebecca. Who's on the map? 1 orange hero, 2 orange heroes, 3 orange heroes. And this is Sandro again? What do I got to do to keep you dead, man? What do I have to do to kill you? Tell me now, I implore you. Sandro does not have Dimension Door, so I'm less worried. Ambrose is not going to be able to beat him, though. Certainly. Jezebel beat him. Actually, yes, I think she can. We're going to head through the Dimension Door with Jezebel. She's going to go in this direction. We're going to purchase Aragon again. He's going to get his revenge. We're even going to give him a spellbook. And defeat Barak, who somehow picked up a couple of troops. Who did he pick up? Oh, he just split the mummies. Never mind. But I'm anticipating, is this going to be 1 lightning bolt? Where did you get 60? He must have stepped on a magic well. I thought he was out of spell points. Whoops. Oh. Thought we were fine. We were not. Let's just do 10 points of damage where we can, because why not? 1 royal mummy here. Yeah. 1 royal mummy there. And that's good for us. Okay. Sandro is going to do... Oh. Sandro knew that he was either going to run into Jezebel or he was going to run into me here, Corvus. And he decided to go the other route. I don't want to say the coward's way out, but he went the other way anyway. Enemy has fled. 1 lightning bolt. We'll take those losses. Sandro again runs. The enemy runs again. Tell you what, losing 40 archers for nothing feels pretty bad. In fact, that feels really bad. Jezebel's going to go through one more time. And she's going to try and catch up to Night Shadow. I know I can't make it in time, but at the very least, Ariel's not going to get anything special out of this castle. In fact... Gonna trade lots of my sulfur, lots of my crystal. And we're just gonna wrap up these final loose ends. And I feel like this scenario, again, it might have been decided a while ago. And even though we're playing on impossible difficulty, the enemy still had some legitimate chances. Vesper going right over the wall here with the dimension door could have surprised anybody. And then immediately you feel silly, you feel dumb, but unless you know it's going to happen, how do you stop it? We're going to pick up the stables just for one day. Charity's back. 5 more archers, rangers. Okay, okay. Okay. 3 champions. Brock. 3 crusaders. We are bleeding troops. My word. This is the final fight. I don't think you can get out, so. And then this is going to be the beginning of month 2, week 1. Day 1. It's going to be month of the dwarf. And folks, before we defeat our enemy here, we will step on the watering hole for the extra morale. We will step on the gazebo, not once, but twice for 2,000 experience points. We're going to step on the alchemist tower because we like to hear somebody say, go away, I can't help you. Of course, we don't have any artifacts that are cursed. And so now we will defeat our enemy with his few troops, just a couple of centaurs, just a couple of these gargoyles, but with our 6 black dragons, this fight is ours. The day is won. Overall, excellent scenario, and again, very, very difficult. I think I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something really quickly. I did not plan on doing this, by the way, and I'm not gonna try and do the full thing. But we're actually gonna do something interesting now. As orange players vanquished, the enemy is beaten, your side is triumphed. We are going to actually play this scenario now in Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold Edition. Wow. I can't believe I'm going to do that. It's going to take me just a second. I'm going to pause my video, get it all set up, and we're going to do that right now, just so you can see some of the differences, because a lot of this scenario was talking about the differences from the AI and how I seem to remember this map being more difficult in the past. We're going to do that change just to see. And I'm not going to put my full brain power into it, but we're going to try. We're going to try. I want to get this video uploaded today. It's about 2:41 right now, and I have to get to the library before 5 o'clock. Otherwise it shuts down. And then I have to spend like literally 18 hours trying to upload these videos, which I'm not going to do half a megabyte upload speed at a time. So let's put in Phixfox here. Let's hit OK. Last Hope has been completed. Thunk will be a map that we're going to do pretty darn soon in the future. We now need a 234 or better to get into my high score range. That feels okay. That feels pretty good. And now give me just a quick pause and let me load up Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold. And from there, let's just kind of see how the AI differs in these early fights. This feels so weird. This feels so weird. Loading up Heroes 2, not in FHeroes2. This feels weird. Okay, so we, as you can see in the credits section, the credits are very, very different than they are in the FHeroes2 version. This doesn't have the version. We were on version 1.1.1 because of the new patch, and this is just Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold. And we're going to hit new game. We're going to go to standard game, original map, and go on into, let's see, not there. What was this map called? Hold on. It's got to be right here. Let's go to all and find Last Hope. Where's Last Hope? Where is Last Hope? Folks, I don't have it. Am I crazy? Lost Continent, Lost Relic. What in the world? I don't have it on my Here's my Magic 2 Gold. I'm so very, very sad. I'm missing a lot of maps actually. Because I'm on all. And so I would be expecting, for example, Wizard's Land 2 and 3. I know I've done a couple of fun things as I've been messing with maps and trying trying to enjoy some of them, but I'm missing a couple of maps. Very strange. Okay, so unfortunately I can't actually look up this map, but I really wanted to. I really wanted to look this map up on the other one. Dang. Okay, we will do that another time. I'm going to see what's missing, and I'm going to try and get this loaded up. So give me just 1 second, see if I can find a workaround here. Maybe I can download this map real quick. I'm so embarrassed. I forgot that in the original Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold, all of the maps weren't together. You have to go new game, standard game. Do you want the original map or the expansion map? It is, of course, an expansion map. I missed that. So last hope on possible difficulty. Let's just see how the first little bit of this plays out. We're not going to read any of this. Everything is going to be the same from the start, kind of a deal. Interesting to note how slow and sluggish kind of things feel immediately to me. Let me just try the same basic strategy that I had before. Going to the north. We do find the Lucky Rabbit's Foot this time. We pick up 2,000 gold. Oh, this feels so weird. We pick up the +1 gauntlets. Oh my gosh, this doesn't feel good at all. Oh, and we don't actually have, we do have 2,900 gold, so we do have just enough gold to get on in here. We will pick up, sure, Halon. Maybe this time he's going to have a boar. He does. And we'll leave the rest of these troops here as we head south. Changes here, we have Archmagi instead of the Ogre Lords, and we have the Greater Druids instead of the Vampire Lords. So already a little bit of a worse start. Piece of advice, do some good stuff. Sure, you got it. We're not going to fight these guys. Remember, we can't auto-combat fights in Heroes 2 like we could FHeroes2. Continuing on. I don't know if this sounds scuffed to you, like the sound, but comparing the FHeroes2 sound to this sound, it's just not that great. It sounds worse to me. Falagar, he looks like he's the equivalent of Wrathmont that we just played. Let's just assume we can beat him. Oh, can I just put this on? Is there any kind of auto combat? I don't think that there's any auto combat on this at all. I think that was part of the problem with playing Heroes 2 in the past, is you had to fight every single fight, and that just eventually gets so tiresome where you have to fight every single whatever. When you want the experience but you don't actually want to fight them, that feels so bad. So okay, AI runs. But what we're really testing here, by the way, what we are really testing is how much more will the AI just zero in on Last Hope, because it is the priority target and it is undefended because the AI is omniscient. That's really what we're looking at here. Oh, my computer hates this. Good job optimizing FHeroes2, by the way, to the FHeroes2 team. The fact that I can play this now and I'm doing so good with this, whereas, you know, FHeroes2 runs seamlessly, this is making my computer want to throw up. I don't even know how else to say it. I'm just going to auto combat. And I feel like while we are here to the northwest, I feel like immediately we're going to get just demolished from the south, right? Like, that's my hypothesis. That's my theory about what we're going to see happen here. Very interesting to already see differences in the way that the FHeroes2 versus the Heroes 2 Gold is working. I did a little bit of a synopsis, by the way, in my video, FHeroes2 as a modern day classic. And it's a video that I really enjoyed, and I hope that other people enjoyed it as well. Interesting that they didn't take the dragon. But I compared side by side Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold versus the FHeroes2 AI. And again, good comparison, I think, kind of a side by side. It's really fun. Oh gosh. It's really fun to see the comparisons and just see where the AIs differ. And again, I can already feel the differences in the way that the AI is fighting. Everything's standard so far. Dwarves attacking, no problems. No problems. I think that the FHeroes2 AI would have had the champions attack the closer dwarves. it doesn't matter, but I do think that that's the difference you would have seen there. We're just not going to fight fights, not trying to fight fights. We're just trying to see again if we're going to get blitzed from the south. And there it is. And so then we're too far away, and this map is immediately difficult because, oh no, my fighting force is out here. That was always the case, but I'm guessing that this time Darlene is actually going to run this way instead of running away. I'm guessing that Rialdo, even if we were close enough, he would still try and defeat our main castle just because he wanted to overwhelm us because this is the win or lose kind of a deal. And so, yeah, I think that that's just a small example of the AI being a little bit better. I think that they got here. In this instance, it's currently month 1, week 1, day 6, and we're feeling pressure. I think that we felt pressure, fact check me on this, but I think that we felt pressure sooner last time. And now you're running away. Really? Interesting. I did not think we would see that. For some reason, I remembered the AI being more of a heat-seeking missile. Maybe it's because they knew that Corvus is actually one turn away from Last Hope, and that was enough of a deterrent. Anyway, I'm just gonna... Do I really want to fight this? No, I really don't. I'm not interested in playing this scenario again. What I'm interested in doing, just so we're all aware, what I'm interested in doing is just kind of comparing the way that these maps played, and particularly the difficulty that we faced. And I don't think that there's any problems with the difficulty that we're facing here at this time at the moment, but I do think that it plays differently depending on which version you play. So keep that in mind. If you're doing some kind of speed run, if you're doing some kind of challenge or something, which version you are on absolutely matters. It always matters between Heroes 2 Gold or FHeroes2. Folks, my name is Phixfox. Thank you so very, very much for your time. Thank you so much for spending the time with me here today. This is a ton of fun for me. I love playing this game. I love spending the time with all you folks here. And when in doubt, look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, take good care.